All right, so let's dive into risk management.
Yeah.
You know, something that I think a lot of people overlook in the thrill of trading, but it's the foundation of long-term success. And, today we're going to explore how MillionAlgo's tools can make it not just manageable,
Yeah.
but almost exciting. It's like turning risk into your secret weapon.
It's so fascinating. How many traders just get so caught up in chasing those profits that they completely forget about the flip side, the potential losses. We see it all the time in user feedback. These common pitfalls that stem from neglecting risk management.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because we've all been there.
Yeah.
Right when a trade starts dipping and you're just like, it's going to bounce back. I got to hold on. Or the opposite, when you sell way too early because you're afraid of missing out on those bigger gains. And it's those emotions that can really mess with your strategy.
Absolutely. Fear and greed, they can just lead to impulsive decisions like
Yeah.
over-leveraging or completely ignoring stop-loss orders. And that can wipe out your account in a flash.
Yeah, that's definitely not what we want.
Yeah, you want to avoid that. That's what MillionAlgo's tools are really designed for, to help you avoid those traps by kind of promoting a more disciplined, data-driven approach.
Okay, so let's get specific. How do these tools actually help traders rein in those emotional impulses
Yeah.
and make smarter decisions?
So let's start with one of MillionAlgo's kind of key indicators, the Natarai-Watson envelope. It's a really powerful tool for visualizing risk by creating a dynamic band around the price of an asset.
So it's not just a static line on a chart then, it actually adapts to the market movement.
Exactly. As the price fluctuates, the envelope expands and contracts, and this gives you a visual representation of potential overbought or oversold conditions.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how this could be useful, but how does it actually translate into an actual trading decision?
Okay, so imagine this. You're watching a stock and it's been trending upwards. The price hits that upper band of the Natarai-Watson envelope. This could potentially be a signal that the asset is becoming overbought, suggesting a potential selling opportunity.
Interesting. So instead of getting kind of swept up in the excitement of that upward trend, you have this objective indicator that's like, hey, it might be time to take some profits off the table.
Exactly. It helps you make more of a calculated decision based on data, rather than getting carried away by your emotions.
I can see how that would be really helpful. But, I think some traders might be skeptical about relying on indicators. They might say something like, I trust my gut feeling more than an algorithm.
Yeah.
What would you say to those traders?
I understand that perspective, but I think the reality is that our gut feelings are often influenced by biases and emotions. That can cloud our judgment, especially in the heat of the moment. MillionAlgo's indicators provide an objective, data-driven layer of analysis that can complement your intuition.
Right. It's like having a co-pilot in the cockpit to help navigate those turbulent market conditions.
That's a great analogy. MillionAlgo's tools are designed to be your trading allies, providing you with the insights and support you need to make those informed decisions.
Okay, so we've talked about the Natarai-Watson envelope. What other MillionAlgo tools can help traders manage risk effectively?
So another powerful indicator is the range maniac. And this tool really excels at identifying areas of support and resistance, which are crucial for setting strategic stop-loss orders.
Stop losses. We hear from a lot of users who really struggle with this concept. Some see it as admitting defeat, while others are afraid of getting stopped out prematurely. How does the range maniac help traders overcome those hesitations and place stop losses more effectively?
Okay, so the range maniac analyzes that historical price data to pinpoint those levels, where the prices historically struggled to break through, either upwards or downwards. These levels often act as those support or resistance zones.
So you're not just placing your stop loss randomly, you're using data-driven insights to identify those key levels, where the price is more likely to revert.
Precisely. Let's say you're using the range maniac, and you see a strong support level forming below your entry point. This could be an ideal spot to place your stop-loss order because it's less likely for the price to break through that level.
That makes a lot of sense. It takes the guesswork out of that stop-loss placement, and it gives you a more strategic approach.
Exactly. It's about leveraging data to make more informed decisions and protect your capital.
And speaking of protecting capital, let's talk about over-leveraging, which is another common mistake
Yeah.
that we see traders make.
Yeah, it's tempting, right? Leverage can amplify your gains, but it can also magnify your losses, putting your account at significant risk.
Right. It's a
But-
high-risk, high-reward scenario. That can easily backfire if it's not managed carefully. So how does MillionAlgo help traders avoid falling into that over-leveraging trap?
So MillionAlgo's dashboard provides a real-time overview of your account risk including your open positions, your potential losses, and your overall exposure.
So it's like, Shane, having a risk management control panel right at your fingertips.
Exactly. It gives you a clear picture of how much you're risking on each trade. And it helps you make more responsible decisions about your position sizing and leverage.
That's where that discipline that we talked about earlier really comes into play.
Absolutely. It's about understanding your own personal risk tolerance and ensuring that your trading decisions align with your overall financial goals.
Okay, so we've covered some of MillionAlgo's key indicators and how they can help with things like identifying entry and exit points, setting stop losses, and managing leverage.
Right. It's all about empowering traders to approach risk management strategically and systematically.
But I imagine there's still a human element involved. Even with these sophisticated tools, emotions can still creep in and influence our decisions.
Absolutely. Technology can provide those valuable insights, but it's ultimately up to the individual trader to cultivate the discipline and mental fortitude to follow through on their risk management plan.
Okay, so how can traders develop that mental toughness? What are some practical strategies they can use to stay focused and avoid letting emotions sabotage their trades?
One of the most effective techniques, I think, is journaling, keeping a detailed record of your trades, including your thought process, your emotional state, and the rationale behind your decisions. It can be incredibly revealing.
So it's not just about noting the numbers, it's about understanding the psychology behind your trading decisions.
Exactly. By analyzing your trading journal, you can start to identify patterns in your behavior, see where those emotions might be clouding your judgment, and make adjustments to improve your decision-making process.
It's like self-coaching, but for trading. You're using your past experiences to learn and grow.
That's a great way to put it. And MillionAlgo offers tools to support this process as well. Our platform allows you to tag your trades with notes and emotions, making it easier to track your psychological journey alongside your financial performance.
Wow, that's a really valuable feature. It's not just about the technical analysis. It's about understanding the human element of trading.
Exactly. MillionAlgo is designed to address both of those aspects, empowering traders with the tools and insights they need to succeed in a, complex and often emotional market environment.
Yeah, trading can definitely be an emotional roller coaster sometimes.
Oh, for sure. It's amazing, how much of trading psychology really ties back to understanding the different types of risks that are out there. It's not just about your individual emotions, but also, recognizing how these broader market forces can impact your decisions.
It's funny you mentioned that. I think a lot of new traders, they focus so much on, picking the right asset, but they don't always grasp those bigger picture risks. That can really affect any trade. So what are some of those major risk categories that traders should be aware of?
So one of the most fundamental ones is market risk, sometimes called systematic risk. And it's really that inherent uncertainty that comes with, investing in any market. And it's influenced by things like economic conditions, interest rate changes, even global events that can just send those ripples through the markets.
Okay, so even if you've done all your homework on a specific stock, the entire market could take a downturn, and that could impact your trade. That's a bit unsettling, to be honest.
It's the reality of the markets. You can't completely eliminate market risk, but you can certainly take steps to mitigate it.
Okay. I'm all ears. How do we do that?
So diversification is key. Think of that classic saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spreading your investments across different asset classes, sectors, even geographic regions can really help reduce the impact of those market fluctuations on your overall portfolio.
Oh, man, you're reminding me of that time I put all my savings into. Well, let's just say it was a learning experience. Diversification is definitely a lesson I've taken to heart.
We've all been there. And MillionAlgo's platform can actually help you analyze your portfolio's diversification and identify potential areas where you might be overexposed to certain risks. The dashboard provides a really nice visual breakdown of your holdings so you can see at a glance. You know whether you're leaning too heavily on any one sector or asset class.
Okay, that's handy. So we've talked about market risk and diversification. What other types of risk should traders kind of have on their radar?
Another one that trips up a lot of people is liquidity risk. And it's the risk that you might not be able to buy or sell an asset quickly enough at a price you're comfortable with.
So let's say I'm holding a stock that's just tanking, but there are no buyers in sight. That's kind of what we're talking about.
Exactly. You're essentially stuck with an asset that's losing value, and you can't get out of that position without taking a significant hit.
Ugh, that sounds like a nightmare scenario. How can traders avoid falling into that trap?
So before entering any trade, it's crucial to assess the liquidity of the asset. Look at trading volume, bid-ask spreads, and other indicators that can give you a sense of how easily you can move in and out of a position.
But isn't that a lot of information to process,
Yeah.
especially for someone who's new to trading?
Well, that's where MillionAlgo's tools come in. Our platform aggregates all of that data and presents it in a really user-friendly format. You can quickly assess the liquidity of any asset that you're considering trading, helping you avoid those illiquid markets where you could get stuck.
So you're not just relying on your gut feeling about whether an asset is liquid or not. You're looking at hard data.
Precisely. It's about making informed decisions based on a comprehensive understanding of the risks involved, not just jumping into a trade because it seems exciting or promising.
Okay, we've covered market risk and liquidity risk. Are there any other types of risks that are particularly relevant for traders?
Absolutely. Counterparty risk is another important one to consider, and that's the possibility
Yeah.
that the other party in a trade might not fulfill their obligations.
So it's not just about the market like moving against me. It's also about whether the person I'm trading with can actually hold up their end of the bargain.
Exactly. For example, if you're buying an option contract, there's a risk that the seller might not be able to deliver the underlying asset.
Yeah.
If you exercise the option,
Wow, I hadn't even thought about that. So how can traders mitigate counterparty risk? It seems a bit out of our control.
well, the key is to choose reputable brokers and trading platforms with a strong track record and solid financial backing. MillionAlgo has robust security measures and risk management protocols in place to protect our users' interests.
So it's about doing your due diligence, not just on the assets that you're trading, but also on the platforms and brokers that you're using.
Exactly. Trust and transparency are paramount in the financial world, and MillionAlgo is committed to providing a secure and reliable platform for our traders.
Okay, so we've discussed market risk, liquidity risk, and counterparty risk. Anything else we should add to our risk management checklist?
One more category I think that's often overlooked is regulatory risk. And this is the possibility that changes in laws or regulations could impact your trading activities.
So a new tax law could suddenly affect my profitability, or a regulatory change could restrict the types of assets I'm allowed to trade. That's a real concern.
It's an ever-present risk in the financial world. Governments and regulatory bodies are constantly adapting to new market dynamics and technological advancements, which can lead to changes in the rules of the game.
It sounds like staying informed is crucial. How can traders keep up with those regulatory shifts and make sure they're not caught off guard?
That's where MillionAlgo comes in. Our team constantly monitors the regulatory landscape and provides regular updates and educational resources to our users. We break down complex legal jargon into plain English and highlight how potential changes could affect their trading strategies.
You know, I'm noticing a pattern here. It seems like for every risk we've discussed, there's a MillionAlgo feature or tool that can help traders manage it more effectively.
That's by design. We believe that knowledge is power, and we want to empower our traders with the information and tools they need to navigate the complexities of the market and make informed decisions.
This conversation has been a real eye-opener for me. I'm starting to see risk management in a whole new light. It's not just about avoiding losses. It's about taking calculated risks to achieve your financial goals.
That's a great way to put it. Risk management is about finding that sweet spot where you're maximizing gains without exposing yourself to unnecessary danger.
And it seems like MillionAlgo's tools can really help traders find that sweet spot.
Absolutely. Our indicators and algorithms are designed to identify high-probability trading setups, those moments when the odds are in your favor.
So you're using data and technology to give traders an edge.
Precisely. Let me give you an example. Our Trend Stalker indicator analyzes market trends and identifies assets that are showing strong momentum. This can be a valuable signal for traders who are looking for buying opportunities.
But even with a high probability setup, it sounds like you're still emphasizing the importance of risk management. You're not just blindly following the indicator.
Of course not. No indicator is perfect, and no trading strategy is foolproof. It's crucial to combine the signals from MillionAlgo's tools with sound risk management principles.
So it's about using the tools to inform your decisions. But ultimately, it's still up to the individual trader to manage the risk appropriately.
Exactly. It's a partnership. MillionAlgo provides the insights, but the trader brings the discipline and the understanding of their own risk tolerance.
This leads to something I've been thinking about. We've talked a lot about individual trades and specific types of risk. But how does risk management fit into the bigger picture? of developing a consistent trading strategy.
That's a crucial point. Risk management shouldn't be an afterthought. It needs to be woven into the fabric of your overall trading strategy.
So you're not just thinking about each trade in isolation, you're thinking about how your risk management approach aligns with your overall goals and trading style.
Right. For example, a day trader who's making multiple trades per day might have a very different risk management approach than a long-term investor who's holding positions for months or even years.
So a day trader might focus on tight stop losses to limit potential losses on each trade, while a long-term investor might be more comfortable with wider stops, accepting greater fluctuations in the short term.
Exactly. It's about aligning your risk management strategy with your individual circumstances, your trading style, and your financial goals.
This makes me think about something that's often talked about but rarely mastered, the emotional side of trading. Even if we have a solid plan and great tools, how can traders develop the mental discipline to stick to their risk management strategies, especially when things get stressful?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And that's where MillionAlgo's tools can be incredibly powerful.
Fill me in. How do these tools help with the mental game?
So by providing clear signals and objective data points, MillionAlgo helps traders take the emotion out of their decision-making. Instead of reacting impulsively to every market move, you're making decisions based on a more rational, data-driven assessment of the situation.
So it's like having that voice of reason whispering in your ear, stick to the plan, don't let fear or greed take over.
Precisely. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine you're in a trade and the market starts moving against you. You start to doubt your decision. And that feeling of panic sets in. But then you look at your MillionAlgo dashboard and you see that the price hasn't breached your predetermined stop loss level. This objective data point can help you stay calm and resist the urge to exit the trade prematurely.
It's almost like having a safety net, knowing that you've already set those boundaries and you're not going to deviate from them, no matter how emotional you might be feeling.
Exactly. It's about trusting the process, trusting the data, and trusting yourself to follow through on your plan.
Are there any other mental strategies that you'd recommend for traders who are struggling with emotional discipline?
Absolutely. One technique that's incredibly helpful is visualization.
Okay, now you're really piquing my curiosity. How does visualization apply to trading? I usually associate it with like athletes or performers.
It's just as relevant for traders. It's about mentally rehearsing different market scenarios and your responses to those scenarios. Imagine yourself sticking to your trading plan, even when the market is volatile.
So instead of getting caught off guard by a sudden market drop, I've already played out that scenario in my mind, and I know exactly how I'm going to respond.
Exactly. It's like running a fire drill. You're preparing yourself mentally and emotionally to handle those high-pressure situations.
I love that analogy. It makes so much sense. Are there any other mental techniques that can help traders stay focused and avoid those emotional pitfalls?
Another powerful practice is mindfulness meditation.
Meditation. I wouldn't have guessed that. What does meditation have to do with trading?
More than you might think. Mindfulness meditation helps you develop awareness of your thoughts and emotions without judgment. And this can be incredibly valuable in trading, where it's easy to get swept away by fear and greed.
So instead of letting those emotions control me, I'm learning to observe them and make conscious decisions based on my strategy, not on my momentary feelings.
Precisely. It's about creating that space between your emotions and your trading actions.
Wow, we've covered so much ground today. We've talked about the psychology of risk management, building a personalized plan, understanding different types of market risk, and even using visualization and meditation to enhance emotional control. I'm starting to feel like a risk management ninja.
And remember, we've explored how MillionAlgo's platform provides the tools and insights to support all of those aspects of your trading journey.
I have to say, it's really impressive how MillionAlgo addresses both the technical and the psychological elements of trading. It's not just about providing data and charts. It's about empowering traders to make smarter decisions and develop the mental skills they need to succeed.
Yeah, it really is about taking that holistic approach. Trading success isn't just about finding the next hot stock. It's about having that solid foundation of risk management principles and psychological resilience. And that's exactly what we aim to support with MillionAlgo's tools.
I think what's really stood out to me the most in this deep dive is how much MillionAlgo places an emphasis on empowering traders to make their own informed decisions. You're not just giving them a set of rules to follow blindly.
Right, we believe in providing traders with the knowledge, the insights, and the tools they need to develop their own unique strategies and risk management plans. because you know there's no one-size-fits-all solution in trading.
Okay, so for our listeners who are feeling inspired
Yeah.
to really level up their risk management game, where can they go to learn more about MillionAlgo's resources?
The MillionAlgo website is a great starting point. You'll find detailed information about our indicators, our dashboards, educational materials, and you can even sign up for a free trial to kind of experience the platform firsthand.
And I know you guys have a pretty active community forum as well.
Absolutely. The MillionAlgo community is incredible. Traders of all experience levels come together to share insights, strategies, support each other, and it's really inspiring to see that kind of collaboration and knowledge sharing happening.
Yeah, that sense of community is so valuable, especially in a field that can feel so isolating at times.
You hit the nail on the head. Trading can be a solitary pursuit. But with MillionAlgo, you're never truly alone. You have this whole network of traders and experts to learn from and connect with.
So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into the world of risk management, what's that one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I would say risk management isn't just about minimizing losses. It's about empowering yourself to make informed decisions, to navigate market volatility with confidence, and ultimately to achieve that long-term success in a sustainable way. It's about turning risk into your competitive advantage.
I love that framing. It's not about fearing risk. It's about understanding it, managing it,
Hmm.
and using it to your advantage. This has been an incredibly insightful conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us.
It's been my pleasure. And remember, knowledge is power. And with the right knowledge and tools, you can turn risk from something to be feared into your greatest ally in the markets.
That is a fantastic note to end on. To all our listeners, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.